Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here, boys and girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, another brand new day of me holding my hands out like this and then waving them around like it means something, but it doesn't. Also, for the Shelton, Washington weather report, yesterday it was gray, cloudy, rained periodically off and on, and then it was dry-ish when I went out walkies, and it was gray clouds coming in periodically. I would feel a drop. I mean, the sky was like 75% clear, 50 to 75% clear, but then gray clouds would be drifting overhead and then just keep on going by. It wasn't a solid cover, it was just a gray cloud you could see through, and then you'd feel like a drop or two, and then that would be it. So, thumbs up for that. It appears to be kind of shiny outside. There are shiny leaves, so at least there's dew, if not absolute rain. And again, I live butted up next to a small forest. A small forest is only like 2 or 3 blocks worth, if even that. So I look outside and there's trees, and there's squirrels and birds and, possums and all sorts of stuff. So it's good. Definitely a thumbs up. There's all sorts of critters out there. Who knows what's happening? Amelia, like 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks, got into a fight with something out there and had a bite on her ear that got infected, but it's gotten all cleared up, so thank goodness for that. But that's Shelton, Washington. Yay, Shelton, Washington. I do not have a ton written down on my topics list because yesterday was a therapy day and my brain is always a bit after therapy. On top of that, even though I take a stimulant, and I've talked about how stimulants don't act like stimulants with me, and that's tied in with something that my therapist was talking about as well, because I want to talk about a bulk of what was talked about with therapy and all that. He mentioned that, and I know this time I'm sort of derailing my previous train of thought, but he was talking about, because I don't want to forget this, how that there are people that need a medication and those people that don't, and you can tell the difference between their reactions when they take that medication. I have pretty strong ADHD. There are people that have mild or no ADHD. If they took Ritalin, like I'm taking now, methylphenidate hydrochloride, it is a few molecules away from being a street med. It's not exactly, it's close, but it is a stimulant. And if you don't need a stimulant, if you don't have ADHD, it revs your system up. Your heartbeat goes up, your pulse goes up, you're ramped up. It is a central nervous system stimulant. Your central nervous system just starts running overdrive. If you have mild ADHD and you take that, you may get too much, in which case it may ramp you up into overdrive. I'm one of those people that really needs it. It does not act as anything but a tool. It is a powerful stimulant, and when I take it, my blood pressure goes up a little bit, but is starting to not when I take the med. My pulse does not move. Do I do the things that happen when you get stimulated? No. In fact, the med manager was asking me, it's like, are you eating? Are you doing this stuff? Are you doing that stuff? It's like, yeah, I can't lose weight. I keep eating. I'm hungrier now than I was before. People lose weight when they take stimulants because their systems burn faster and they don't eat. I'm not burning faster, and I'm eating. I'm not losing weight. I've got to be careful not to gain it. I took my medication the way I was supposed to yesterday, and I fell asleep in my chair because the stimulant makes my brain work properly so that it produces the chemicals that it's supposed to so that I function normally for a while. So I fell asleep in here, in my chair, on 20 milligrams of a pretty good stimulant because my brain worked properly and it calms me down. It's not an upper, it's a downer. It is amazing. Now, the bad part is, of course, when I fell asleep, I have sleep apnea. And there's two kinds of sleep apnea. There's obstructive and there's central. Obstructive is when the soft tissues of your throat collapse and you can't breathe because everything's blocked off. I have central sleep apnea where literally your brain forgets to tell your lungs to breathe. Now, I've had it probably since I was in the Air Force, but I did not get diagnosed and treated for it until after the year 2000. So for a long time, I have had to deal with not breathing at night. And there were times when I was working in this one nursing home in the mid-90s when my pulse would just skip beats and not go properly for 12 hours at a shot because I had stopped breathing so much the night before. Now, because I wear a sleep mask at night, if I do fall asleep in here and I stop breathing, it's hard to try and remember stuff again. And so yesterday afternoon was all messed up because I fell asleep for a time and stopped breathing. So yay. But I talked about a lot of things with my therapist, that's the word, looking over on my list because the things that I wanted to talk about with it I had to write down to remember specifically because I am going to be running out of my meds between now and when the next prescription shows up. I'm trying to stretch it all out, which means I'm not taking as much for the shorter periods of time, which means I'm not getting the full effect out of the med. The reason I bring this up is because when I'm not getting the full effect out of the med, I really don't. When I am on 20 plus milligrams of methylphenidate, Ritalin, time slows down to a normal pace. A day takes a day. A day has never taken a day in my life. Time is zoomed, hours pass. 2 months ago, I would start recording these videos at 7 o'clock. Finish about 7:20, load up all my programs. So I'm starting to edit my videos at about 7:25. And then I would finish at about 8 o'clock and start the whole thing rendering. Now, on methylphenidate, even on smaller doses, I start recording at 7 o'clock. I finish about 7:20, load up my programs, start editing at 7:25. When I start the rendering process, it's about 20 minutes to 7. I haven't changed anything. I haven't cut anything out. Just yesterday I started cutting things like 2 minutes out, so that's only 2 minutes, but that's only just started doing it yesterday. So the difference between me on the med and recording my vlog and me on not is 20 minutes of dithering. Now, I'm in my head, when I'm not on meds recording, I'm not wasting time. I'm not stopping and doing other things. I'm not going, I'll do this for a time, and then remembering and coming back. I'm editing and then setting it to rendering. So, where's that 20 minutes of time? I'm wasting and not realizing I'm wasting 20 minutes just of normal time? That's why time gets away from me. I don't know what's happening. Now, on smaller doses like I'm doing now, because even though today I'm going to be taking 40 milligrams, because I need it to last until I go to bed. Because the first half of the day, normally, you wake up. You get the bulk of your stuff done in the morning time, by noon, because you're refreshed, you're done. Your body naturally starts to fade because at 4 o'clock p.m., our biochemistry and such, we bottom out. And you get naturally tired and need to sleep about that time. Yeah, don't have to sleep, but that's what your body is. Your biorhythms are that way. So you don't need to focus as much. And then for the evening time, you don't need to have a whole ton of focus because you're winding down to go to sleep. So for me, when I get the full medication regime coming in, I am going to be taking, and had been trying to take with the 50 milligrams, a quickly tapered dose upward to get me functioning early in the morning. I'm not doing that now. So I would take one at 5:30 and then one at 6:30. So I'm on 20 milligrams by 7 o'clock. And then take the next dosage at about 12, and then 3, and then 5. So that when it all runs out, it's bedtime. So the first half of the day, I have a great amount of focus. For the afternoon, still a fair amount, but less. And then in the evening time, when it's winding down time, it's running out of my body. And then when it's time to go to bed, well, I'm normally unable to focus and concentrate and remember because I'm tired. So when the med's leaving my body and that's happening, it's perfect. So yeah, but until then, the bad part is, because this 40 milligrams has to last me all day, I took one pill at 10 milligrams at 5:30. My next dose is going to be at, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. And then 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 5:30. So I'm not going to be on a full dose all day just so it'll last until it's time for bedtime. The bad part is, when I am on a less than therapeutic dose, let's say when I'm off meds, my time sense is running at 2 times speed. That is why days rush by like hours. When I take the 20 milligrams at least, a day takes a day. And that's amazing. When I'm on just 10, like I'm on right now, a day runs at about 1.5 speed. It's not as fast as it was, but it's not as normal as it should be. And on top of that, I can't concentrate and focus like I want to. And at a smaller dosage like this, I just feel kind of numb. So I can understand why there are people out there that have said, don't take this, it's bad. When I was like a robot, a zombie, you probably didn't have a therapeutic dose because, when I'm on the smaller amount, time slows down, but I'm numb. When I'm on a full dosage, time is going at normal speed, and I don't feel numb then, and that's good. So it's not perfect, but it's something. Let's see if I can remember all of these other things that we did talk about. Oh yes, the one big thing I had mentioned before, how I feel nothing physically when I take Ritalin, and I feel nothing mentally when I take Ritalin. I can just think and focus, concentrate, and remember. When there is addiction, you need that mental component. I had forgotten about, and my therapist asked me, and then I mentioned, because I'm very active in my recovery, many times he will say, hey, you should try this, or have you thought about, and I've already come up with, I've been thinking about that lately. So let's see if I can remember what I was talking about. Oh yes, the one thing I had forgotten about. I have a huge emotional component for this. It is the difference between night and day. I can think, I can remember, I can feel, I am when I'm on this stuff. So right now I am at the point where it's all fresh and new, and I'm terrified it's going to be taken away from me. There's that huge emotional component. So yay. He's hoping that eventually I will reach the point where human beings are very good at normalizing, where instead of me looking upon this as oh my gosh, it could be taken away from me at any time and I hate losing this ability to be able to think and remember to, I've got it and it's good. And if I lose it, it'll be gone for just a little while. Then I'll be back on the meds and it'll be all right. That mental switch will be a nice switch to have. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I am not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do, answer as many as I can. Executive dysfunction, so thumbs up on that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, partially treated ADHD, grief, mourning, and more, I'm sometimes like I can remember what my own name is. So we have Philippe Sveding, thumbs up and thank you. Lisa Arnstein, greatly appreciated. Tommy Nelson, thumbs up and thank you. IZ Cobra, thumbs up. And we have Marcel, greatly appreciated. We have Unlikely Jupiter, thumbs up. There's Asmodeus, NOF, thumbs up and thank you. Daniel Aramenko, thank you very, very much for the advice. Good stuff. MGS Alpha, thumbs up. L-E-A-L-E-M-A with the thingy over the top of it. O Estrangero, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. We have Jake B, greatly appreciated. Nico Bands, thumbs up and thank you. Fishing for Fish, thumbs up. Rob 1983, greatly appreciated. Ricky Bettini with the daily reminder to live every day to its fullest. We have Hot Ladies with Anime Tighties Conspiracies, thumbs up. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Yak TV, thumbs up and thank you. Yuki Likes Hot Potatoes, greatly appreciated. Snuffkin's Gay Ass, good to see you in the comments. We have Are You Mad Bro? How about that? Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Drifter, thumbs up and thank you. We have, that's it. 23 comments in the last 24 hours. Thank you so very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. It is appreciated to no end. And if you could check out my various links down below, my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well, where hopefully I have updated it to Reptisan and hamster food and hamster bedding and cat food. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you can hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thank you so very, very much. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And as stated yesterday, I've made a change onto the end of my videos here because they were getting just entirely too long with the ending, and who knows if anybody at all watched. So please, if you don't have to go out, don't go out. If you do, wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, get a vaccination if you can. Even if you're in the United States, please be safe. And if you're not in the United States, oh my God, depending where you are, please be safe. Hokey smokes. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a definite thumbs up. Uh-oh, I didn't get that other one yet.